Hey everybody, welcome. It's Friday Reads Live. I'm Dee Dee, and I'm here to talk about what I'm reading today and this weekend, and sometimes into the following week. We are here to talk about that. So we want to talk about the good books, what we're reading, what's going on, how we're feeling, how our reading is going. Hello, Alba. Hola. Welcome. Oh, you're driving, girl. Be careful. You can listen, but you can't respond until you stop your call. Because I want to be responsible. But welcome, Alba. Welcome to the other three people that are in the chat. Feel free to come in and let me know what you are reading today, this weekend, and to the end of the month, actually, because the last day of April, I think, of March is Tuesday. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome. Happy Friday. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so what am I reading? Let's see. Put my tea over here on the side. So I am still chugging along with Notre Dame de Paris. Anna and I have gone through it with the book. Maybe have like another 200 pages left, maybe 150 pages left. I've got that left right there to the end of this one. So Notre Dame de Paris, which I'm reading in French. And I'm reading this one right here. This is for the Read So Lit Book Club on Patreon. We're reading Wedding by Dorothy West. This is very interesting, this one. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about. And I'm finishing up this one right here, which is The Potting Shed Murder by Paula Sutton. You guys probably know Paula Sutton. She is the face of Hill House Vintage over on IG. Black woman living in the lap of luxury in the countryside of London, outside of London. So this is her first book in this cozy mystery series, and she kind of features herself inside of this book, which I find interesting. How it's done in this first book. And the second book is coming out in, I think it's in July or August in this series. So that girl is reading all the way to the end of March. So let's see who's in the chat with us and what you guys are reading. Okay, welcome, Karina Sims. Hello, what are you reading? Hey, Tracy, how are you? Okay, so Cher is reading The Fraud. Now, Cher, I have not read The Fraud yet. I have the book, but I was hoping to get to this year since it's been a minute. I need to, get to the book. I know Zadie Smith is kind of controversial to a lot of people. I personally like her when she writes fiction. I don't like it when she writes essays, but I love her fiction. Um, so happy reading to that. I hope it goes well. Um, so Birdie says, good afternoon, happy Friday. She's reading Catching Fire, book two. Oh yeah, I read that. Of the Hunger Games, and still working on the graphic novel. Okay. Hello, Billy. How are you? Happy Friday. Hey, Kay. Happy Friday. Oh dear, having to work through lunch, girl. What are they doing to Kay now? They're not even letting Kay get like a full ass lunch. She gotta have a half lunch. She can only listen. That's all right. We're happy you're Friday. Hello, Curtis. Welcome. Happy Friday. Let's see. He says, what are your thoughts on the Hunchback? If you okay. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I mean, this is the pro. This is what my hair look like. When I don't do much to it. All right. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, um, frankly, I'm a little disappointed with this one. Because it's one of those stories that feels all over the damn place. And the narrator in here is imposing in the worst kind of ways. So I would say the first half of the you're struggling with this narrator. Like, I don't want to hear about medieval law and like pages of that, and like I don't care. Now, there are pages of extensive pages of architecture here, but I like that, so that's okay. It's so normally that's normal that, but this other stuff that he goes on these tangents and it's just like get to the point. It's like, so we read Les Miserables last year, and I absolutely adored Les Miserables. I thought it was great. It also has a narrator, but that narrator is written much better, and it's also because that was a latter work of his career. This is an earlier work of his career. Now, the book has some good points to it. It has a little bit of magical realism because La Esmeralda, who is the main character in the book, she's this young girl. Maybe she's about 16 years old, but she's stunningly gorgeous. And they label her the gypsy. And she, does like these tricks and things with her pet goat, who's called Jolly. And Jolly can do stuff like people's names out with square letters and just really crazy stuff. And that's like a little bit of magical realism. So you've got that character, and then you've Hunchback character he's pretty tragic as a figure because he is hard to look at, but he is a good person. So there's a lot of dynamic in Notre Dame, which is a lot of the good and bad, ugly, pretty. There's all these extremes that Victor Hugo likes to place side by side throughout the story, which, the storyline is actually pretty damn good. But it's just the way that he's laying it out is frustrating to read in the beginning. So like the really meaty part of the story to like what's happening, who's doing what to who and all that is like I would say it's book 7, 8, and 9 is when it starts to get more like into the story. And boy, baby, that story is whoo, child. These people are the story is it's pretty wild and out there. I don't want to give too much away in case there's anybody wants to read it, but that's pretty much my take on it. I'm not mad that I've read it. I'm glad that I've actually read it and that I read it in French, but I just don't love it as much as I loved Les Miserables. Love the architectural descriptions. Not loving so much reading about medieval, law and stuff like that. I'm just like, no. And also, the beginning of the book is pretty jarring because you arrive as the reader while big event is happening. And usually, for me personally, if I start reading the book and it starts on an event, like as if you arrive at the party and you're not invited, like this is a lot to kind of like, wait, what? Who's who? What is going on? It took a minute for both of us, for Anna and I, to kind of like get comfortable with the book because we arrive on this big scene where they're having like a festival in the city in Paris. It takes place mostly in front of Notre Dame, and it's something that's like they have to elect like the king of the fools there, and then at the same time there's like a aristocratic uh wedding going on or a big party going on at the same time. So you have this juxtaposition between the wealthy aristocrats and the poor normal people. The poor normal people are doing, the festival of the fools, and the high class people at this fancy wedding party or whatever. So you arrive on that scene in the beginning, and it's jarring because you really don't know. It took me a minute to figure out who was who and what was going on and what was happening. I had to go back and read some parts, and I was like, at one point, I was thinking, do I understand French anymore? Because it was like this beginning was like it was. torturing me a little bit. But once I, I went back and read a few things. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I see what's happening. But I mean, it's probably, one of those classics. If you really, want to read great classics, the French classics, this is one to read. Now, I don't know how this translates into English. Maybe in English it's a little bit more digestible. I don't know. But for me, it's feeling like a 3 star. And I still have, like I said, like 150 pages left to read. So there you have those are my thoughts on Notre Dame de Paris. I still have 2 books left to read. I don't think my opinion is going to change. It's around a 3. It's around a 3. So yeah, there you have it. I hope that helps. Okay, so let's see. We have Billy said she just finished Harlem Rhapsody. She said it was so good. Still reading They Were Her Property. I heard this was is a pretty tough read by Dr. Stephanie E. Jones Rogers and Black and Blues by Imani Perio. Nice book. Hello, Rosa. How are you? Uh, and she finished The Queen of Sugar Hill by Rashonda Tate. She gave it 4 stars, so that sounds good. Still reading Bent But Not Broken by Mary Monroe. This week has been a mess. Yeah, girl, I heard. I'll be sorry. Haven't been able to read Jack Squat. Oh, damn, that's too bad. Um, oh, I'm doing fine, Billy. I hope you are well where you are. Let's see. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome, Gina Renee. She says, Happy Friday. I'm reading Imani Perry Blues and rereading Acts of Forgiveness by Maura Cheeks. Also plan to read Days. Yay, Glory Days is good. And the Afro Minimalist Guide to Living with Less. Oh, very nice. I like her a lot. Hello, I'm Lola. Happy Friday. What are you reading? How are you doing? I know, right? Billy, we need to rescue Kay because they messing everything up. Like my girl needs to be able to get her lunch break off. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Um, let's see. Hello, Sharon. Friday. What are you reading? Welcome, Viviana Reeves. What are you reading? Curtis says, finish reading James for Percival Everett. 5 star read. Like, that's what I've been hearing. I'm going to be reading James in April. I'm going to be buddy reading it with Morgan. Still reading Let Us Descend. I'm not surprised because that's not a fast read. I would say it's like a medium to slow read. And reading Carolina Built. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that one so much. I think I tried to listen to it on audio in the summer. I couldn't get into it for some reason. I'm not sure why. Could not get into it. Maybe I need to try it again, but yeah, I was didn't. There was something about the style of writing that didn't agree with me. Um, they said I do own an English translation. There's a couple different ones with different. Yeah, I mean, I know Penguin usually does pretty good translations. Uh, the one that when we read Les Miserables was Penguin translation. So I don't know which one you have, but I'd probably go with Penguin because they're usually pretty good at doing translations. Okay, so it helps. I'm glad you like my kind of sum up thing. It's kind of hard to sum up without giving too much away, but I didn't give you anything hardly on the storyline. You got to give the storyline is pretty interesting. I just wish it was more that and less of that other garbage because it would be so much. Let's see. Amalola is reading They Were Her Property. She's reading The Wayne and Just Mercy. Oh, by Brian Stevenson. I haven't read that one yet. Oh, what flavor? I'm just drinking classic. What do they call that? Classic Earl Grey. Nothing fancy. I'm not even drinking loose leaf. I would normally drink loose leaf, but I had this one lone tea bag of Earl Grey, so I just made Earl Grey. Tracy says yes. James is five, absolutely 5 stars. You read it twice. Wow. Okay. Once on my own, and then okay, very nice. Sharon said reading The Known World. Oh my God, that book is so good. That was what we read. That's what we read last. Read So Lit for February. It was a known world last year in 2024. So good. Absolutely. Well, that is just such a well balanced, very layered, very interesting read. Wow, wow, wow. A known world. Yeah, definitely a good one, that one. So it looks like everybody is, everybody's reading good books as usual. Um, I feel like this month I read less and I read a lot slower because of Notre Dame de Paris was like causing me a lot of angst and grief. So it kind of slowed down my reading. Let's see. Says Their World Property was so good, but a hard read. That's what I hear. Shout out to our Black woman historian. She did her due diligence. That's what I hear. It's an excellent book. Curtis said to Sharon the notes on his TR for the summer. Can't wait to read it. Yeah, you're gonna love it. It's really, really good. It's a really, really good read. Um, I feel like that's an author that we don't talk a lot about, Edward P. Jones. And I guess it's because it's more of a backlisted author, but I think he's an important author. And his name should come up more than it actually really does. Not really sure why Edward P. Jones doesn't come up as, people's list to read as much, but yeah, I think it really should. He's a wonderful writer. And I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, the other two are really good too. One is a short story collection. I think it's linked short stories. And then there's another one, and I can't remember how they're linked, to which one is linked. I don't know if it's linked to the known world, linked to the other one. I think it's all one is the one that's the linked short stories. So yeah, I highly recommend Edward P. Jones. You cannot go wrong with Edward P. Jones. No, 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 ma'am. You can't go wrong. So I was gonna ask you guys a question. Let's see. Because it was the other day, and Rosa sent me this on. She sent me this on I think on IG, and it was this. So, which would you choose? Okay. First thing, get to spend an evening with one author of your choice each year. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you get 4 hours of uninterrupted reading every day for 1 year. Okay. The third one, you get to take a 6 week vacation in the book of choice, or you get a $500 shopping spree for books each year. So, which one would you choose? Once you start telling me what you would choose, I'll tell you what I chose. Okay. Amalota says number one, evening with an author of your choice each. Let's hear. Cher said number three, 6 week vacation in the book of your choice. Wow. Okay. The books I read, there's no way I would want to live in any of them. Let's see. Tracy said the author. Alicia said the shopping spree. Sadie, how are you? Happy Friday. Sharon said the $500 shopping spree. Alba said the time. Oh, the 4 hours of uninterrupted reading every day for 1 year. And Curtis said he would take number one, which is the dinner with the author, an evening with the author of your choice each year. Wait, let's see what Lady would. Lady, which one would you choose? You get to spend an evening with one author of your choice every year. That's number one. Number two, you get 4 hours of interrupted reading every day for 1 year. Number three, you get to take a 6 week vacation in the book of your choice. Or number four, you get a $500 shopping spree for books each year. So I chose definitely number one for sure. Uh, oh, okay. Lady said she would choose the 4 hours, 4 hours of uninterrupted reading every day for a year. Bertie said I would love to pick the brains of certain authors, but the shopping spree also sounds fun. Yeah, it does. It does. But I mean, I don't know because it's. I mean, when you talk to an author, it's just oh, it's so good. It's so good. Amalula said I was off because of the friendships that may arise, and I kind of want to kiki with a few people. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Olivia said number one for her as well. The because like I mean, there's some authors that I had met that I was like, oh my god, if I could have had 2 hours and none of these people here could have had the best conversation ever. I think when I met Eddie Tika, we had great discussion. Oh my God, so nice. Marlon James, great discussion. Chimamanda Ngozi did great discussion as well. Let's see who else did I meet. Oh my God, I can't remember what his name is. He's an Australian writer. I gotta look up. I can't remember. Okay, Olivia said number one, and Billy said the $500 shopping spree. What is that author's name? Australian. We had a great discussion. Um, he's the one that wrote Slack. Uh, let's see. Um, the Slack. Yes. Um, what's his name? Christos. Christos Choklas. I think what it is. Fantastic guy to talk to as well. I don't know. There's been a lot of people that I really liked talking to. Trying to think of Choklas. It's a Greek last name with a T. Um, oh, wait. Hey D, how are you? Welcome. Happy Friday. What you reading? Yeah, he's got a name that's difficult to pronounce. It's Christos Choklas. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to think. There was somebody else I would love to chat with too for a while. Yeah, I do plan on reading Dream Count. Wait. Yeah, he's Australian. Oh, you forgot about Friday reads? Well, you made it in time. I'm trying to think of what this other person's name is. Oh my God, that's so good. His um I met that was really, really interesting. Actually, Jason Mott is would have been interesting to talk to as well for a bit longer. Jason Mott was really interesting, although I haven't read his book yet. A lot of authors. Attica Locke would be fantastic as well. Attica Locke and let's see. Olivia said only interviewed two authors when I stated when you started Bookstagram, but so many chatting. I love learning more about the authors of books. Yeah, I really, yeah, definitely. Um, let's see who else we were. Well, I did meet Bernice. Bernice came to my house. Like, yeah, we sat down and we had tea and stuff. So she was really, really nice. I would like to talk to. Actually, I would like to talk to Andrea Lee a bit longer as well. She's very interesting. Andrea Lee and let's see, there was somebody else. Oh my God, there's so many people because when I go to the Festival America, you you're literally hobnobbing with authors. I mean, they're going from one venue next. Most of them are very, very nice, and will say hello, and they're usually moving along with their translators because they're going from one event to the other. And sometimes you wind up getting, stuck next to them for whatever reason. Like I remember one year it had what's the name? Who wrote the mothers? She was there for the mothers. And at one point we were both stuck for them to open the doors to go into the venue. There was already people in there, and so we were standing next to each other. We wound up chatting, and she was super nice. She's a bit shy. She's on the shy side. She's not like talkative, but she was really nice, very nice. S.A. Cosby, child, he was the business. Yeah, he was really, really nice. He was very interesting, very kind and generous with his conversation. Like he sat down and he really treated it, which was we're having breakfast with him. So they just shoved those croissants in the front of the table. They brought everybody tea, coffee, whatever, and it was in the back of a cafe. And he came in and he just sat down at the table and talking, and I could see all of the French people started glazing over. Their eyes were they were like, "Oh my God," because he was speaking in English, and he was just speaking like normal. And then he had a translator with him, and I thought, "Oh God, none of these people speak English." So in the end, it turned out that the translator didn't feel like translating because she was like, "You got this, thing? Yeah, do you really need me?" So she really sat on the side, was talking to a friend, and there he was just talking to us, no translator. And at one point they were like, how do you say this? And I'm like, oh, you mean that? And so I'm like doing a light translation, like giving them a word, either giving him the word that they're looking for or giving them a word. But he was fine. And he was, like I said, very generous with his conversation. You practically didn't even have to ask anything because he was just talking and talking and talking. And he everything like like I think somebody started by saying, how did you start writing? And there, oh, we got his whole story. And he was really, really nice. And then afterwards, he took pictures with everyone and signed our books and everything. He was just super, super nice. Very nice guy. So if you ever get a chance to go get your book signed by S.A. Cosby, do not wait. Go. He's really, really nice. Really, really nice guy. And he's very happy that people like reading his books and people like talking about his books. I feel like that's the thing the most is that he can entertain you. He's happy to see that people are entertained and inspired even by his books. So very generous, kind writer to chat with. Definitely don't miss out on that. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, no, no, Burning House in New Orleans. I was home in the summer. This is way back in I don't know, 2000 something, 2015 or 16 or something. I don't know. And she's at Tulane University, which is practically down from my house. So we met up. She came over to my place and my mom's place, I should say. We had tea and chatted. Oh my God, she was so nice. Let's see. Nicole said, "Oh, that's funny. I think I'm going to read Red Island House." Oh, that's the one that I read by her. I want to read something else by her though. I really enjoyed Red Island House, and Christy and I. So my podcast, we did a interview with her that's on my IG for about Red Island House. She's really nice. Uh, flexing. I'm flexing. Um, let's see. Number one for me, but number four is a close second. Yeah, okay. Tracy, I thought Bernice went to, yeah, it was in New Orleans, yeah. I'm too introverted to be committing to a sit down with one. Know for a fact I like. I've read too many books that I like, but authors that I don't like. Yeah, and you see, I haven't met any that I don't like. I've been very lucky because even when I met Jonathan Franzen, as many people said that they don't like him, me and Jonathan Franzen hitting it off. I mean, we was chatting. He was like, "Oh, and the weather and this," and was we were having a good old conversation. I'm like, I could have a sit down with Jonathan Franzen. I ain't mad. I could do it. He was really, I thought he was really nice. And on top of it, he was just straight up. You want your autograph? Put that mask on. You don't want to put the mask on, you're gonna have to go. So everybody had their mask on. I was lucky enough to get to the front really quickly when he came out. I was like number three, waiting for at the table, and I got there, and he was super nice. I don't know. I've not had any that were like, like that. So, let's see. Yeah, he is. He's very personal. Sean is the S stands for Sean. Is very personable. A translator, a translator cut. Yeah, it was a light translation, wasn't like a heavy one. Yeah, it was like a word or two. Um, let's see. Essay copy is so personal and authentic. Yes, very authentic. Very open, natural storyteller. Absolutely. Like the thing I really loved about that whole thing when he was talking about his writing was how his woman was behind him wholeheartedly behind his writing. Like when he wasn't, he was kind of like, I don't know, honey. We don't really have the money to go to this conference or whatever. And it was like in another city, and it was for, I think it was for mystery writers or something. And he was like, we don't have the money for that. We can't. She said, you gotta go, honey. You gotta go. When I saw the way he was talking about how his wife was supporting him, it just got my heart. I was like, if that woman wouldn't have pushed him like that, we would not know who he is today. It's like she pushed that hard. Like she went out and bought a ticket and said, look, here's your plane ticket and here's your hotel. Go. And she made him go to that conference. And it's at that conference he meets someone who helps him get his first book published. I just was like, that's what you see. You really need people in your corner, when you're writing, especially in the beginning when you're not sure, of yourself. So yeah, S.A. Cosby, definitely don't miss out on him if you have a chance, because very, very nice man. Let me see. Oh yeah, I'm listen. I love Jonathan Franzen. I do too. I thought we had a great conversation. I had no problem with him. Very, very nice man. And he had long, long, long lines at this festival. Like he had one, it was almost wrapping around the tent, down the waist, to get an autograph. And the second time, it was in the main town hall, and that one kind of started to get long too. He was very, very popular. Had a lot of people waiting to get his autograph. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm a little people don't like his matter of fact. Exactly. I think you're right about that. Albert says, well, I remember one did oh yeah, okay, well, yeah, yeah, Drake and Gucci is not gonna make it. She's the only one that I've ever met that was and that was like that. The only one. I mean, I've and like I've met a lot of authors, but like that, never. She the only one. She the only one. I haven't books by Cranston yet. None. But I will be reading the first one at some point. The first one is what's the first one, Amalola? It's I think that's the one I got signed. Because I signed them all. All of his books are really big, and I had no room in my suitcase to be bringing all of the Franson books because I have them, most of them. I couldn't bring them all, so I just brought one. I just brought the first one. Okay, Freedom is Freedom the first one? I don't know. Freedom is it's the other one. It's the first one. Let me see. Uh, why can't I get this thing right? It's correction. First one. That's the one I think I got him to sign. It's corrections. Yeah, corrections. So let's see. You have your visit experience. Yeah, times. I mean, I went to Shakespeare and Co. like when it was not what it is today, when it was like old rundown, and they only sold like used books. I don't go there as much now because it's a tourist trap. I don't need to buy books there. So if I go to Shakespeare and Co, it's because I want to see an author. They're doing their author presentation, or because I want some special edition. In which case, I would probably order ahead of time, and then pay online and then have it where I can just go there and pick it up. Because if I go there and pick it up, I can go there and get in and out quickly because I'll just be there for picking up a book. But it's a tourist trap. The bookstore is very small. It's not big, and it fills up. You know, with all kind of tourists. Shopping and shopping and shopping, and it just fills up. And then the line gets longer and longer and longer and longer outside, and then you have to wait for them, for 10 people to leave before they'll like five more in. It's like no. I mean, other really cool English, places where you can buy English books in Paris. I mean, it's great going there to buy one book or buy a book, get it with the Shakespeare and Co stamp, maybe buy a Shakespeare and Co bag or something, get a free bookmark, but don't buy all your books there. It's very expensive. Um, one is enough. Get one book, and then I go to the other, English bookstores that are in Paris. It's just much better. than being squashed like this, in the bookstore. And prices are high in Shakespeare and Co. But you know what? The tourists will pay them. They don't care. They'll pay, $35, $32, $28, a book. They have no qualms for that. So yeah, I mean, I love the way the place looks, but it's not fun to go book shopping there anymore. It's a tourist trap. Let's see. Uh, thank you, Rosa. Let's see. Sharon says it is small, but I had to get a book stamp. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's small, but if you're going there because you just want to buy one book and you know what book it is in advance, that way you can go in, ask somebody where do you have a book, and then they'll get it for you or show you where it is, and then you can go right to the front and pay and get your stamp and get your bookmark and get your tote bag and get out. And then if you want to buy other English books, if you're really interested in buying English books in Paris, there are other places. Like Rosa just put the Abbey because we went there together. But I was thinking if there are other places as well. There's I think it's Jean is what it is. There's one the Givelle Jean down the road has English books, and they have them new and used, but it's a much bigger space. And then there are other places as well. There's the San Francisco Book Company. That guy has been there since like the 70s or something. He's had that bookstore. And then there are a couple other ones as well. So yeah, yeah, $30 plus. Yeah. I just want to go once to see what it's. Yeah, you should. It's on my list of places to travel once I get out. Yeah, definitely. You should definitely go. But I tell you, you will not want to stay because there are so many people there now. It's mind blowing. Uh, Tracy said Shakespeare and Co. is definitely a tourist trap. One time when we visited my aunt in Colmar, we ended up taking a trip there. Oh yeah, yeah. That's also the Red Wheelbarrow as well. That's an American woman who owns that, and she has it split up into two spaces. So when you go to the Red Wheelbarrow, you have one side, which is kind of like it's just general fiction of all kind, mostly literary fiction, American and British. As when you go to Shakespeare and Co., it's mostly British, unless it's a specific author. Then when you go on the left side, it's all classics. So they have all of the Penguin Black classics, the Penguin Mod classics. It's all classics, and they have all different types of publishing of the classics. Red Wheelbarrow is it's a nice little bookstore run by an American lady. So yeah, there's a lot of places you can go besides Shakespeare and Co. But I know that people are drawn to it because it's kind of iconic. That's why I say go buy your book, get your tote bag, get your stamp in your book, and get your free bookmark and get out. And then go somewhere else and buy books. Yeah, she is Black British. She is of Caribbean descent though, but I'm not sure where. I think she's from oh my god, I can't think of what it is now. I can't think of she's from I think she's from the that Francine is from. I gotta think about that. I think she's got Caribbean descent, if I'm not mistaken. Mm, let's see if it tells me. Mm, I don't know. I can't remember what it is, but it's. I think she is a Caribbean. Black British Caribbean descent. But yeah, yeah, definitely pick up this one. It's turning out to be pretty interesting. Like, but it's snappy writing. It's very good. Snappy, upper crust kind of British writing. It's giving me Miss Marple, young Miss Marple, vibes. It's done really well, actually. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I feel like authors can be really interesting to talk to. They can you can learn a lot about like who they are and how they are and like what how they got into writing. Yeah, I think it's Grenada. I think it's Grenada. Yeah, her parents are from Grenada. I think that's correct. That's correct. I couldn't think of it, but yeah, Grenada. I think is right. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been lucky. I have, like I said, the only one is draped in Gucci. She the only one that that was just like, oh, what is this? But all the other ones have been great. I mean, super interesting, super fun. Like if you had more time and less people around wanting an autograph, uh, you'd be so happy, to sit down and have a drink with them or something like that, or it's just like, mm, but I know it's not because it's not easy. I feel like as an author, that might be the thing that might be the hardest to do is to confront your public and sign books. Because a lot of authors, the impression that they're on the shy side, some of them. Like when I think about, wait, who was it? James McBride is super shy. There was somebody else who was a bit shy too. It was who was it that was shy? I gotta think. Oh, another person was interesting was Eddie L. Harris. He was really nice. So I met him. Rosa and I both had a chat with Eddie L. Harris. And then while I was there, I said, "Hey, would you be interested in coming to my book club online?" He said, "Sure." I was like, "Hey." So his book, Mississippi Soul, the club voted for it, and he came to our book club. He was fantastic. Really, really nice. Really, really nice man. And he lives in France. But he doesn't live in Paris. I think he lives in the Chateau region, if I remember. Let's see. Viviana reads that the Caribbean is a melting pot of many. Yeah, it is. It is definitely. So, if you don't follow Paula, she's Still House Vintage. Her IG page is fantastic. So that's her right there, Paula Sutton. She's um she's got a really nice page, and I think she's living in Norfolk is where she lives. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, so meeting authors is always something I think, like I said, it's challenging for the author, to meet everyone, sign the person's book, maybe make a short dédicace. It's just it's special. Yes, she does have a very beautiful IG page. From her cake baking to her home decorating, gardening. She actually wrote a book on that kind of stuff, on gardening and home decorating. That was her first book. Let me see, it was cited in here. It's called Hill House Living: The Art of Creating a Joyful Life. That was her first book. So she's written on that whole estate thing, which I think is pretty cool. Um, uh, I mean, there's room for everybody in that domain because everybody does things a little differently, and you can learn a little bit of something from everybody. So, but that's what her first book was, and now she's gotten into this cozy mystery thing, which I think she's going to do well. I haven't heard anyone talk about this particular mystery though, so I'm kind of curious about why that is because I thought she would have had more backing behind this particular book. Since it's something, it's a series she's going to continue to do. I was thinking, oh, they would put more publicity behind it, but I hadn't seen it anywhere really. I really haven't seen it anywhere. I I saw it, which what made me pick it up was that I was in the cozy mystery section, and I was on Blackwell's, and this book popped up. So I said, oh, let me check that out, and it's done really really well. The idea of it is really done well. So it's the idea of black woman married to white man, has two children, living in the countryside, drives old cars, and she's a decorator in the book as well. And a murder happens in their village, and it's a village where she hasn't. The character has living only been living in the village for 6 months, and then this murder happens. And she's privy to seeing some things that no one knows she's seen. And so that's how the principle of the idea. And then you go like the beginning, it's Miss Marple-ish, or Agatha Christie-ish, where you meet all the different characters, and you can kind of see where the faults of some of these people are going to be a problem later on. Yeah, it's done really well. Oh, wait, let's see. Rosa said, "Finish the Wedding" by Dorothy West. Looking forward to discussing it now, midway through Harlem Rhapsody. We'll be starting Grown Women by Sarai. So is it Sarai or Sarai Johnson this weekend? Wait, Grown Women. Why does that? I think I saw somebody talking about that. What is that about grown women? Let's see. Grown. That's something else we can talk about. Do you think that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is going to make it in the short on the short list of the women's prize? Grown women. Women. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I did see this book. Stunning debut novel, four generations of complex Black women contend with motherhood and daughterhood, generational trauma, and deeply ingrained tensions and wounds that divide them as they define happiness and healing for themselves. Er- Erudite, or yeah, I guess erudite, Evelyn, her cynical daughter Charlotte, and Charlotte's optimistic daughter Corina see the world very differently. Though they love each other deeply, it's no wonder that their personalities often clash. But their conflicts go deeper than run of the mill. Okay. It has 4.3 stars. And it came out last year. And I don't think anybody talked about it because I don't remember seeing it. Quite interesting cover to it. Let's see. The writer is Sarai Johnson. This is the cover for Grown Women. And let's see. Sarai Johnson, do we have any information about her? Okay. Oh, sorry. I pronounced her wrong. Her name incorrect. It's not Sarai. It's Sarah. My bad. My bad, Sarah. Sarah Johnson. because it's written Sarai. I was like, Sarai? I don't know. It's Sarah. She's a writing educator in the DC metropolitan area with more than 10 years of experience. Career started in journalism, worked for the Indianapolis Star, the Alexandria Gazette, and DC Modern Luxury. Okay, this sounds really interesting. So this is her. I don't know if you can. This is Sarah Johnson, the author of Grown Women. There you go. So Regina says she enjoyed it was a deeply meaningful read for her. Okay. So that seems like well, I mean, I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but sounds like it's a very good book the way it's described. Sounds very, very interesting. So, and it's funny because when you look underneath where it says readers also enjoy, the first book is Harlem, the next book is Good Dirt, Untethered. I don't even remember Untethered. Isaac's Song, The Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster, Somebody's Husband, The Sky Full of Elephants, and Losing Sight. Those are the ones where readers also enjoy. So it's all in the, it's all in the mix of what people are reading. So I'll be interested to hear what you got to say, Rosa, about Grown Women. So yeah, anyway. So if does anybody have anything else to say on this rainy, cloudy Friday here in Normandy? Anything else? Anything at all? Is everybody finished reading for the month, or you're about to finish, or start a new book before the end of the month? That's another thing. People in here really care about finishing all their books at the end of the month, or do you just keep rolling them over and you don't care? I personally like to kind of finish the month off, so finished it off, with everything done. So this is it. I'm not reading anything else. Um, but I know some people don't care about rollovers. I prefer not to have rollovers if I can avoid it. But how do you guys feel about that? Do you need to have your books finished, or are rollovers okay? Um, uh, Birdie says I try to finish stuff off, but I don't freak out if stuff has to roll over. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I freak out a little bit because I'm not used to having stuff roll over. It kind of annoys me. We'll take. Curtis says I prefer to finish my books at the end of the month. Yeah, I do too, because I ain't gonna lie. Kay said I like to finish the month, but if I don't cry about it. You all have a great weekend. Yeah, you too. Have a good one, girl. Don't get overworked. uh, let's see. Billy said I'm not pressuring myself this year. I've had a lot of rollovers and it's been less stressful. Oh, that's good. That means you've gotten to a good, yeah, like a good feeling with your reading, that you're reading and you're enjoying things and you're not freaking out about schedules and stuff like that. Alba said just finished Girl with Hazel Eyes, set in that when it came out. We'll start The Wedding today and some more mysteries. I need to read her other one, her second one, which I have not read yet. I don't remember what it's called, but I need to read it. Maybe I'll read that in June for Caribbean month. Regina said if I start a new book, it will be a reread or short book that I should be able to finish. Okay, so what you're telling me, Regina, is you like that to be finished off at the end of the month. You don't want no rollover. You don't like the rollover. Nicole said, I'm just happy when I finish. So like Nicole is like, she's stressing at all. Okay. She ain't stressing at all. Billy said, I only make an effort to finish book club reads by the end of the month. Yeah, that's normal. Uh, Viviana Reed says, happy reading to me. I have a long way to go before I finish Les Miserables. I have no monthly quota, no pressure. Yeah, well, you're gonna be there for a minute, girl, if you got no pressure, no quota. But you're gonna be busy because it's a great read. You got a lot going on. Happy reading. I loved it. I loved it. But I needed to finish it in 2 months. I can't be dragging that book on for those 6 months. I can't do it. Not that one. I can do that with other ones, but not that one. Alba says she usually has rollovers all the time, all the damn time. Rosa said, exactly, Kay. I could be done, but if it doesn't happen, oh well. Yeah, I mean, that's what you gotta be. I mean, you can't get stressed. Nicole said, a win is a win. I said I don't like rollovers either, but some of my mammoths will roll into the next month. Yeah. Yeah, this one ain't rolling over to the next month though. No, this one, no, ma'am. Um, let's see. Regina said Harlem Rhapsody was her March read for one book club and the April read for another. Oh, okay, cool. That is the only rollover that won't bother me. Yeah, it certainly will not bother you. Tracy said I prefer to be finished, but it's whatever for me these days, unless it's for book club. Yeah. And Viviana said, I tend to read one mammoth book per month, over 800 pages. My yearly goal is 12 books. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I mean, I try to read a book that's over 500 pages every month, but I have not done that so far because I had one book. It was not 500. It was a little bit over four in January, and then in February I didn't have any big books. I don't think. And then this month is my first one. So next month I might have to step it up and put in another big book. But we're reading the Narrows in the Read So Lit book club for April. We're reading the Narrows. And I think the Narrows is over 500 pages. So that fits into my big book reading. So I'm fine with that. But I will probably read something else big. I'm just not sure what. Because we're reading the Père Goriot in French, but that one is not. Père Goriot, I don't even think it's 400 pages. It might be 400 pages, but it's not, it's not mammoth per se. Amalola says to Viviana, I have 10 mammoths on my TBR this year, and I'm looking at 5 definitely to finish. Yeah, I put some on my mammoth list, but I'm not sure. I might want to swap some of them out, but I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm gonna probably pick one or two that maybe I could try to read this month. I'll have to see how things go. Because the Narrows is 500 something pages. And then this month in the book club here in Normandy, we're reading The Housemaid. So I'm like, yeah, not thrilled. But anyway, we're reading that. And yeah, The Narrows is for Patreon. So yeah, between The Narrows and then I've got The Housemaid. Who in has read Housemaid? Should The Housemaid be the first book I read? And if it is, how long is it going to read The Housemaid? Like, is this like, is it kind of straightforward? Like, can I just listen to it on audio and be happy? Give me some advice. Yes, Frida McFadden, The Housemaid. I have to read it for my book club here in Normandy. I'm not thrilled about having to read it, but okay. I'm not reading not one Frida McFadden ever again. Oh, child. So you definitely telling me, girl, just get the audio and suck it up. That's what you're telling me. It's day one. So it's an easy read. Okay. Clearly, it's not a satisfying read because I'm a little never want to read another McFadden ever again. I don't know. I just know that I did not plan on ever reading the damn book. It just was never on my list. And then somebody put it on our long list, and bitches voted for it. I'm like, oh my god. Ah, yeah, 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 mama. Rosa said, strong words. I'm a little wild. Amalola said, I read The Inmate and was so annoyed at wasted time. The Inmate. I already don't like the title. Uh, Tracy, Tracy said, I know you're not happy about that. No, I'm not happy about that. Amalola said, I haven't read The Housemaid, even though people say it's, well, I don't really care, but I think I might have to be the first book I read. I can, get it over with. Day one said The Housemaid is the same story as The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I don't know who copied who. Uh oh. Let me look that up. The Last Mrs. Parrish. Let's look that up. Okay, The Last Mrs. Parrish is like the first book in the series. And let's see when it comes. It came out in 2017. The Housemaid, I don't know when it came out. The Housemaid. Uh, the Housemaid came out in 2022. So it looks like it looks like McFadden copied. No, I don't call her Big Frida. I call her Little Frida because there's only one Big Frida for me. Lil Frida looked like she copied the Liv Constantine book. Then yeah, we talking about Lil Frida. Viviana said January reads Outlander, February Anna Karenina. Wow, yeah, those are both big chunkers. Outlander, I've never really gotten into that, wanting to get into that series. I think I could barely even watch the movie. I don't know why. There's something about it just doesn't attract me. Tracy said, I doubt one copied Freedom. Well, it says that the Liv Constantine book was out in 2017. So it looked like McFadden maybe kind of a little bit. She a little bit. Cher said only McFadden I tried to read was The Boyfriend. DNF 2%. Didn't even make it through the first chapter. No way was I going to spend a few hundred pages with that raucous hair. Oh my god. Yeah, it's better to dip on out. When it ain't working, just get out. Just get out. Um Viviana said I had put down Les Miserables a few times. I'm not surprised because Les Miserables, you have to stay the course. God stay the course. Because if you don't, you're going to get disinterested and you're going to flail, and it's going to take you 2 years to read it. I mean, some people don't have a problem with that, but that's not how I personally operate. I need to stay the course and read the book and give myself, you know, we do it in 2 months and we have fine with that. 6 months, that's too damn long. I'm sorry, I can't. It's not going to work for me. I'm already reading 3 books. Like I'm reading this one right here, Clarissa. I'm reading this for the year because it's epistolary. So on the days that I need to read, I read. When I don't need to read, I don't read. This is a very big book, just so you can see how big it is. Here, I'll give you, this book is Dream Count. See how big it is? It's huge. So I'm reading this gradually over the year. I'm also reading My Name is Barbara over the year because I think Barbara's 1,200 and some pages, and this one is 1,000. I think this is one of the longest books. 1,499. This one. Yeah. So Les Miserables, no, I wasn't going to do that. I wanted to be more reactive with it. Let's see. Viviana said liking Tolstoy. It's different. They're different. McFadden is definitely a no. Yes, no for me as well. I gotta read it. It's my Enormity Book Club. Clever Reading says the only book she wrote that was decent is The Devil Wears Scrubs. Oh Jesus, the titles though. Left Out Loud Les Mis had me down the rabbit hole on Seward, Waterloo, and Nun Cloisters, and it was all good stuff. Gave you info about what you were about to see. I was not mad. I mean, the Stewards, that one was really good. That was really good. Amelie said, I still think about the 50 pages her spent on each. Yeah, especially the Stewards when he started saying the French shit was, it smelled better than the British shit. I'm like, okay. Okay, you go, I see you. Bernie said, Clarissa sounds so interesting, and I love. Well, yeah, if you love epistolary, you'll love this because it comes out the gate with people fighting, and the rogue is there, trying to get the girl, and it's like it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess, but it's good. It's a good mess. But it's gonna take me the year because the thing is, we're reading it. We read on days that there's something to read because sometimes there's nothing to read. So we're following the diary, the epistolary format. Yeah, I mean, those are really good though. But you see, you could tell that Hugo's writing is much more organized, and that he had really finalized his way of writing. Whereas in Put on the he's looking for that style. He ain't found it yet. So yeah, it is what it is. So with that being said, I am going to sign off and get back to reading The Potting Shed Murder because I'm about to finish it. So I will see you on next Friday. So our CET time will be 6 p.m. because we're changing time on Saturday night to Sunday. So you guys in the States the same time, but for people who are on the side Europe, CET, we're going to go back to 6 p.m. So if you're in Portugal, that's 5 p.m. This has been great talking to you guys. Have a good one, and I will see you very soon with another one. Bye.